try Tony's giggle water. Let's try his giggle weed.
これは30年代に作られた麻薬防止を訴えるキャンペーン映画です。こうした宣伝のせいか、ジョーさんの世代には大麻に悪いイメージを持つ人が大勢います。大麻は正気や道徳心を失わせると訴えています。実際それを望んで大麻を求める人がいたことも事実です。しかし時代は変わりました。イギリス国内のある場所で1万5000本の大麻が合法的に栽培され始めています。高さ2メートルに成長し、人間の神経に作用するこの植物の研究が今慎重に進められています。今回臨床試験を行った製薬会社は、患者の気分を高めすぎずに治療効果を出せる成分を抽出しようと品種の改良を続けています。
How many conditions could cannabis-based medicines treat?
Multiple sclerosis, spinal cord injury, inflammatory conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis. There's a number of painful conditions which aren't really well helped by morphine and other strong analgesics. Cancer pain perhaps is an example of that. And then you've got the symptoms related to HIV, AIDS, perhaps more speculative things. Cannabis may be useful in certain mental conditions, mental illnesses. On and on it goes.
今回の歴史的な実験の結果に世界中の注目が集まっています。世界有数の医療用大麻の研究機関であるアメリカのハーバード大学医学部も関心を寄せています。
I believe that cannabis, because it is so versatile as a medicine, will eventually be used by millions of people around the planet. In fact, like penicillin was considered the wonder drug of the 40s because it was versatile, it was non-toxic, it was inexpensive. I think that cannabis is very likely eventually to be seen as a wonder drug of the opening of the 21st century.
ところが臨床試験の舞台となっているイギリスのオックスフォードでは、大麻を医療用として使うことに異を唱える人もいます。
The very term wonder drug is very frightening. I think it's important to realize that we are dealing with a drug that does affect the chemistry of the brain. Now, at the moment, there's lots of experiments, both in the test tube and in laboratories, as well as clinically, to try and find out just how dangerous this drug is, what it's doing to the brain.
オックスフォードの病院に被験者の一人、サンドラさんが姿を見せました。これから2ヶ月間、サンドラさんは4種類の処方で大麻の投与を受けます。そのうち1種類は水に香りをつけただけの偽薬です。症状に改善が見られた時に、それが間違いなく薬の効果であることを確認するためです。被験者は精神分裂症、心臓病、高血圧症などの既往症がないかどうか注意深くチェックされます。血圧が高いタイロンさんは際どいところでした。
I've actually been told today that my blood pressure is fine, and I'm just waiting for the hospital to ring me and make an appointment.
And what happens then?
I go out there, and hopefully I shall then be able to go on the trial.
ジョーさんへの投与が始まったのは今年7月のことでした。
Well, they've accepted me on the trial, and this is to day one, and I'm not really sure myself. I know I'm going to be here a long time, which is why Roger's going fishing.
I need you to just open your mouth, lift your tongue, and I'll squirt it under your tongue. And if I could ask you not to talk for 3 minutes, and try not to swallow. Right.
いよいよ大麻を体に入れます。いわゆる肺になってしまうリスクも覚悟の上です。
That's it, that's fine. Well, after 2 hours, if you're feeling all right, then we'll give you a second spray. Okay? Well done.
I mean, I appreciate that it's not going to be some sort of final miracle cure. She's not going to go home, she's going to be able to make the beds and walk around. But if there was just a little bit less pain, a little bit less anxiety, a little bit more fluid movement, and that would be absolutely tremendous.
Nice and wide.
So your hope today is?
Well, my hope today is that it's going to work, and maybe it'll lead on to something which I can't even imagine now, but something that'll be really helpful to people perhaps in the future. I'd also like to catch a big fish.
I feel as though my heart's beating a bit faster.
All right.
Intriguing to see how long it lasts for.
Yeah.
A bit like when you get an adrenaline rush, you know. Perhaps it'll get me walking. It won't do that though, will it?
I don't think we can make that promise, but hopefully we'll get some...
Miracles take a little longer.
That's right.
現状では医療用大麻は違法に入手されていることになります。
You're now entering an MCCO installation.
MCCO とは医療用大麻協同組合の略で、さまざまな病気を抱える人たちに大麻を供給しています。独自に品種改良も行い、かつてヒッピーが吸っていたものよりも強力な品種も作っていますが、これは全て現状では違法行為にあたります。本人の希望で顔と声は出せません。
The point of breeding is to make a short, quick flowering plant.
But what's a good strain? What do you call a good strain?
Well, this is a dwarf super skunk.
Super skunk?
Yeah.
What's a super skunk?
Well, it's just a straight skunk with a bit of super in it.
What about the law?
Well, that's a big grey area, isn't it?
Well, not terribly grey. No, it's not. It's illegal. So how do you cope with that?
There's no crime in my eyes to growing a plant, which is a herb, the same as you can grow tomatoes, because people need medical marijuana.
大麻の使用を積極的に進める医師がイギリスで増えています。重症の多発性硬化症患者を見ているバーンズ教授もその一人です。
No problems.
In fairness, most people with MS particularly have already heard of cannabis and its potential use, and something like a third have already tried it. Yes. But I introduce it and ask if they've tried it and what the effect's been. And if they haven't, and then if everything else has been exhausted, I suggest that it may be worthwhile trying it.
Even though it is against the law?
Yes.
And that doesn't worry you?
No, it doesn't worry me, because it's widely used. I've no doubt, looking at the evidence, that it is useful for a variety of conditions that help people with long-term chronic problems, particularly muscle spasm, particularly chronic pain. I have no doubt about the literature on the subject, and I think it's a perfectly correct moral stance to take to suggest people try it.
The things that you need are all here. BBC Radio Oxford.
サンドラさんの経過はどうでしょうか。臨床試験が始まってから6週目に入りました。医療用として特別に研究された大麻を4種類与えられましたが、そのうち3種類をすでに試しました。
You do this every morning?
Yeah. Now I just have to squirt it under my tongue. Four squirts, that's the business. And it takes about 40 minutes to have any effect. So I'll just wait.
What are you going to do today?
I'm going riding. I just think the cannabis works for me. And I haven't ridden since 1993. And I'm going to try it.
Are you excited?
Very. I just hope I can get on.
You will. There's going to be 3 of us there. We'll